Hello YouTube, hello friends, and hello soon to be friends. My name is Florian and I'm German, but I'm moving to the US, actually to New York City really soon, and I think I have to clear up some unnecessary facts you may have not known about Germany. Maybe if you know them, I don't care, just watch the video, like the video, or just ask me why am I sitting in an orangish room with orangish light and orange hair. That's a good question. The only answer I have is it was still the best option. So I hope you can bear with it, and let's just jump in to the 5 facts you may have not known about Germany. Starting with number 5, because it's cooler to start with 5. We have actually more festivals than only the Oktoberfest. A lot of people think, as much as I heard, that the Oktoberfest is like the only real festival we have in Germany. That's not true. We have, especially in Bavaria, a lot of festivals. These are similar to the Oktoberfest, or the Wiesn we like to call it. So if you don't have time to come during the Oktoberfest, don't worry, you can come at any time to Germany, because we're drinking all the time. At any time. Throughout the whole year. It doesn't matter. It's as always drunk. Actually, I just drank today because I'm celebrating, well, I don't know, I'm just celebrating winter without snow, so I don't give a fucking shit. Alright. Here are some words of the festival you may have never heard, but they exist, especially in Bavaria, of course. The Starkbierfest, the Waldfest, the Herbstfest, the Frühlingsfest, the Oktoberfest, where the Wiesn obviously, the Maifest, the Seefest, the Pfingstfest, and the Erntedankfest, just to name a few. So there are so many festivals we have here. Actually, I don't know when we have time to work, because we're celebrating all the time. Number 4, Lederhosen. I don't know what the English translation is. Well, I know the English translation of Leder is leather and Hosen is pants, so it would be leather pants, but I don't know if this is like the real terminology of Lederhosen. But we actually don't wear them all the time. We, to be quite honest, never wear them. We would wear them on the Oktoberfest or the festivals I just said, but most of the people, or not most, maybe a lot of people, still don't do it, which I think is really sad, especially with teenagers, because they're a big part of the tradition, and most of them don't even have a pair of Lederhosen. And I mean, I have 2, I don't want to show off, but I have 2, which is actually 1 pair too much. So, we don't really wear Lederhosen. I mean, they used to do it 40, 50 years ago. It's sad that they only had 1 pair of pants, which would be Lederhosen, because they're crazy sustainable and you can almost do anything with it. But nowadays, in times of H&M and Zara and Topshop and all this stuff, there are just too many options, especially for us teenagers. Or, I mean, I'm not a teenager, but young adults to choose from. So we don't wear Lederhosen all the time. Number 3. The Germans drink beer all the time, which actually is true, but also is not true. If you go to the big cities like Berlin, Munich, Cologne, they aren't as German as you might think they are. So if we're going out, we don't really drink beer that much. We also would drink 1 or 2 beers, but most of the drinks we drink would be long drinks or cocktails. Actually, is there a difference between long drinks and cocktails? If you know it, let me know in the comments. So, drinking beer when going out is not that common. I mean, also on the festivals there we would drink a lot of beer, and even if you go souther, like the southern part from Munich or the cities near the border to Austria, Bavaria, they are drinking fucking lot of beer. It's a ridiculous amount. They drink beer anytime, and I work as a bartender sometimes. And the people there, they're drinking, I'd say, as much beer or enough beer that you can consider whole Germany as drinking an average, a good amount of beer. So it's ridiculous what they're doing. But usually in the cities, we're not that beer drinking folk anymore as we might used to be. Then, number 2. Over 3.2 million Germans, 3.2 million Germans can't really read and write, which is, I think it is quite a high number. I don't know if they can write it all or if they can read it all, but it's kind of sad to hear. But I know that the Germans the country is working on it, and it hopefully will work out. I'm not quite sure what's the reason for it. I think I want to blame the school system, but I always do. So I'm not quite sure. All right. Number one. Well, what is number one? Oh yeah, it's actually a really good one, because a lot of people didn't know that. We're actually using the word fucking and shit all the time. It's common for us. It's common words. Instead of scheiße, which would be the German translation of shit, we would use just shit, because we're just a lazy bunch of people, and scheiße is too long, so we would say shit or fucking. So I remember when I came to the US the first time, and at the airport, I think they forgot my luggage, or it was late. I don't really remember what it was, but I asked at the information point where my luggage was, or would be, and she just said, yeah, it's forgotten or late, I don't know. And I remember that I replied just with, shit. And she just gave me that look. Just thinking, did he just use the S word? And for me, it was totally okay. In Germany, everyone would have done it. They were like, shit. But it was a hard lesson to learn that in the US you don't use the word fucking and you don't use the word shit. So it will be a really hard transition probably for me moving to the States without saying fucking and shit. I need just new words. Please let me know new words I could use instead. In Germany I can't learn any. Maybe I just switch to some British stuff. Just say, oh, I'm not amused. But it's not so cool. Imagine if they forget your luggage. Say, no, your luggage is gone. They stole it. Oh, I'm not amused. I think I can't use that. I'm sorry, Brits, I can't use it. But although it sounds really good. Alright, these were the 5 facts you may have not known about Germany. Maybe there will be more, I'm not quite sure. But if they were, they will, they was, they, then in a different room, probably. Maybe not. I don't care. So I can only say, if you like the video, like it. You know where the button is. I don't know. You know where the button is. Maybe share it. You don't really have to, but if you like to comment, I would love to speak with you, to talk with you. And last but not least, I can only say, I'll be back.